Okay, so I'm super jazzed today. We're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and it's one of the top questions I get asked all the time on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks, on the phone calls, emails, however people can get a hold of me. My friends ask, supplements. Supplements, which supplements should I take? Why should I take them? We don't even need to be taking all the questions about supplements. And normally on these type of shows, the conversations get highly, highly technical. So I'm going to leave the technical aspects of all of this to the Andrew Hubermans and the Peter Attias of the world, much smarter guys who are med school professors and medical doctors. I'm going to talk about supplements today in a way that I can understand it, and I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. And then I'm going to let you know about a new partnership I got that is going to change you and your family. So here's the deal. People take supplements for a million different reasons. Some of them are because of fads, right? Some study on the John Test show will come out, or some study on Yahoo News will come out, and then everyone will be like, oh, I got to take this. Some of them, some YouTuber is like, bro, you should, has some financial stake in his own supplement line, and he wants you to take all these things, or your doctor recommends it, and doctors sometimes get a swath panel, meaning they just say, you know what, you should have some vitamin C and some vitamin D and some zinc, and then people go off to Walgreens and they'll go to Walmart and they'll buy the cheapest thing they can find, or they'll find the brown bottle that looks like it's like ancient medicine. It's like some kind of potion, and that looks like it's going to be more like, yeah. And they take that stuff. Some people take supplements because there's possibly less nutrients in food now that we're genetically modifying whatever, and you go down that rabbit hole. They have more chronically stressful lifestyles, pollution, all kinds of different reasons. Some people take them for training advantages or sporting advantages, or to help augment neurological function, right? Cognition, smart drugs, they call them nootropics. And so here's the thing you need to know about supplements. The industry is the wild, wild west. The number of studies that have come back showing third-party testing groups will go grab supplements off random grocery store shelves, off local corner store shelves, off Walmart shelves, whatever. And they will test them. And the number of different chemical compounds they find in these things, how it says, it's got 500,000, milligrams of vitamin D in there, and there's 8 milligrams, right? Like whatever. It's the Wild West. It's not even like the FDA, which we all know is just knocking out of the park the last few years. It's simply like make it up as you go. And it is causing people to take the wrong things. It's causing professional athletes to test positive for things that they didn't intentionally ingest. It's causing people to waste a ton of money. And most supplements, I'm sad to say, are trash. They're no good. Years ago, I was introduced to a company called Thorne, Thorne. And their promise was, we are the purest supplements on the planet. And we have multiple third-party testers, and they have partnerships with the Mayo Clinic, with companies all over the world saying, we are not just going to put labels on things and have you trust us. We're going to have third-party testers run studies, and they are going to show you that what we say is true. And then they became the athlete supplement of choice because athletes could take them and trust that what they were taking was actually in the supplement, and they weren't going to test positive for some sort of anabolic agent that they weren't allowed to be having. So I started years ago taking Thorne supplements. Here's why I do it. A couple of reasons. One, I've had multiple consults with doctors over the years, and I've always worked pretty closely with doctors, and I'm into woo stuff and all that, but I run pretty hard. And y'all have heard me say, my wife says, man, you're a lot. But I put my body through it. So when I run stress tests, my stress biomarkers are very high. They're not as clean as they should be. This week, I wrote this down. This week, I'll be in 3 different states, multiple time zones. Last week, I spoke to three different speaking engagements for hundreds of people at one corporate event, and then flew to Los Angeles for another event. I've got a writing deadline going. I've got 2 little kids that I'm running around with. I have a Battle of the Bands heavy metal event this weekend that's going to be in front of a couple thousand people. Then I get on a plane to go to a funeral in another state. Like, I'm all over the place. And so I run hard. And that's just, I'm on this end of the spectrum. But before I was doing that, I was just a parent of 2 little kids, trying to get my job done, trying to get my exercise in. And so this has been a pattern my whole life. I run pretty hard. And most of the people I know run pretty hard. And I work out every day. I don't always sleep well. I don't always eat well. So here's the thing. I take supplements because I've sat down and looked at my blood markers. And I know that when I take, I don't know, I only almost exclusively take Thorne stuff. I can see the difference in my blood markers. I can feel it over time, of course, but I can see the difference. And I am playing a long game when it comes to my health. I trust Thorne so much that these are the supplements, the only supplements I give to my kids. And I do it every day. These are supplements I recommend to all my friends. I think half the people in the booth are on Thorne now. It's just what when people ask me, I say, this is the best. This is who I use. And I've been spending my own money on Thorne supplements for year after year after. My wife says one day when we can't afford our kids to go to college that maybe Thorne will send them to school because that's how much money I've sent to them over the years. I also like testing stuff on myself, just N = 1. I wonder what happens if I take this for 60 days or something like that. So I take them on a regular basis. I take them, they're important to me. And I also know there's a lot of garbage out there. So the most common question I get is, what do I take? What do I take? What do I take? What do I take? Here are the Thorne products that I take on a daily basis. And I want to say this with one caveat. If you run out and just buy what I'm telling you right now, that's the dumbest thing you could do, because you and I have different bodies, clearly, because I was going to say I'm a smoke show, but I'm not. Everyone in the booth is like, no, you're not. I've got different health priorities. I've got different stressors. I've got different life than you do. And I've also got different genetics than you do. I've got different. So don't just run out and copy everything here, which is a common thing I used to do back in the day. But I will tell you a couple things I think every single grown-up should be on. I'll tell you what I give to my kids every day. And then the most important one is the sleep, the things that I've dialed in to help me with sleep. And I'm still messing with it here and there. And then at the end, I'll let you know of a pretty remarkable thing that we're doing for the John Delony gang, the people who listen to the show. So, all right, so here's what I take. Every day of the week, I take creatine, however you want to say it. I take vitamin D, K2. I take fish oil, take the Super EPA, B12, quercetin, CoQ10, and a few others here and there. But the big ones that I think every single person should take: creatine, B12, and fish oil. Vitamin D, I think most people should get that from going outside and living an outside-ish lifestyle. If you don't, you should take vitamin D, K2 as well. And K2 just helps with transport, but that's a whole other conversation. The rest of these, the Q-certain, the CoQ10, are things I've dialed in with my doctor over time. That just helps with my particular set of genetics. Everybody in the booth takes something different, but everybody also circles back to vitamin D, fish oil, B vitamins. And by the way, I give those to my kids. Every day I give my kids fish oil. I give my kids B12. And I give one of my kids half dose of creatine in the morning. And at night, here's the big one. Helps me with sleep. I credit, and we can disagree all day long, I credit over time, over about a year of taking several of these supplements for healing my anxiety, helping me learn to sleep again. And I've tested my sleep with Whoop Strap and things like that. So here's what I take at night. I take full spectrum hemp oil, which has been a game changer for me. It does not have any THC in it or anything like that. It does have CBD in it a little bit, but it's full spectrum hemp oil, and I credit that with a lot. It's helped over the years. Now I take it once or twice a week, maybe 3 times on a wild week, but I don't take it every day. I did for a long time. I take GABA 250, and I take phosphatidylserine, which isofos is as Thorne does it. It's an anti-stress, which is pretty incredible, and magnesium biglycinate. And I take those with some almost every night, if not every night. And I tell you what, my sleep falls off a cliff in a pretty impressive way. They've become an important part of my overall health routine. I've got a special cabinet for all the shenanigans I've got up there. I've started recently messing around with Thorne. They've came out with a powdered greens product, which I like, and I've been taking that. And I take a couple other things here and there just to test and see what it's doing. But over time, here's what I've seen. Increased cognitive functioning, increased energy throughout the day, and increased depth and length of my sleep. And those 3 things, being able to think clearly, being able to have some energy throughout the day, and being able to sleep are the 3 most important factors of my life. And by the way, I'll say this. There's a number of studies that talk about the importance of fish oil and B vitamins when it comes to low-level depression, anxiety, other things. So those are definitely conversations to have with your doctor. So here's the deal that it's been 2 years in the making. You notice I don't recommend supplements on the show, which is weird. Everyone's always hawking supplements all over the place. And I've turned down a number of opportunities with different supplement companies because I'm very particular about what I take. And I wanted to make sure if we're going to do anything, it's going to be what I take at my house, what I give to my kids. And that's Thorne. Thorne, because they're pure, because they spend money on external testing, because they say they are who they say they are. And by the way, in dealing with a company, the people behind the scenes, they're great human beings. Like, they're not scumbag companies. They're not fly-by-nights. They're in this for the long haul. They're expensive. There's no question about it. And so the way supplement companies usually, the way they work on podcast is it's a rev share split, right? So you buy something with the code Delony on it, and I get a piece of it, and they get a piece of it. The cool part is about Thorne is they let me set my discount as high as I want. It just cuts out what I make here. And we all met up as a team, and I am much less concerned about making a bunch of money on this than I am about people in your home, like everyday moms and dads like you, everyday brothers and sisters and sons and daughters like you listening to this show who are either dabbling in supplements for the first time or who have been just taking crap for a long time and it's not doing anything for you. I'm interested in helping you change your life in the way that me and my family have been able to do over the years. And I also know that not everybody's blessed financially, just have $1 billion to blow on supplements all the time. So here's what we've set up for you. If you go to thorne.com, thorne.com/U, the letter U, /Delony. Thorne.com/U/Delony. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the lower third. And if you're listening to this on podcast, there's a link in the show notes. You're going to set up an account, which is going to take 3 or 4 minutes. And then you're going to get 25% off everything. Some people are like, you get free shipping. Dude, I'm going to give you 25% off because it's less about me making money. I've been blessed. Y'all have been supporting the show, buying books. Y'all have been taking care of us. And so this is really our way of taking care of you guys. 25% off everything in your account that you buy. And it's a good way to get going to help your family get on the supplement train if you're going to, or to start taking a few supplements that are of great quality. I always recommend that nobody put anything into their bodies without checking with their doctor first. If you have a relationship with your doctor, if you're taking other things, if you're also taking other medicines, please don't put supplements in your body until you meet with your doctor. But this is it. This is the big reveal. This is the conversation about supplements. If you want to go down a rabbit hole again, there's Andrew Huberman, there is Peter Attia, there's some other folks in the space that are great resources. Lane Norton, the Mind Pump guys, we'll talk about them occasionally. There's lots of discussions out there about why to take, what to take, and what it does to you at the biochemical level. That's not what I'm really interested in right now. I'm really interested in you and your family being as well as you possibly can, having energy, being able to sleep, and being able to think throughout the day. Go to www.thorne.com/U Delony for 25% off everything.